8 insanely practical steps to invest in property. Let's go. Number 1, choose your investment stage. After working with thousands of investors right across the country, what have we found? There's 3 main investment stages. Starting blocks, running the race, crossing the finish line. Now, which one of these you're in, that is going to influence what your goal is. So, how do you figure out which stage you're in? Ask yourself, do I own my first property yet? If the answer is no, you're at the starting blocks. Am I ready to buy an investment property? That'll be your second property. If the answer is yes, you're running the race. And am I already asset rich? Look, if you've got heaps of assets, you could be crossing the finish line. Now let's talk about what the goals are for each stage. If you're at the starting blocks, you've got to buy your first property, get ready to buy your second. If you're running the race, you've got to grow your wealth. And the option usually is to do that by building an investment property portfolio. If you're crossing the finish line, you want to live off the wealth you've created. Now, most people watching this video are probably in the running the race phase. That's most popular, though you could also be at the starting blocks. Step number 2 is to pick your investment strategy, and there are 2 that make a lot of sense in today's market. You've either got the passive buy and hold strategy or the burst strategy. That's where you're actively renovating properties. Now, which one of these you choose is going to impact what you end up buying. So if you're a passive buy and hold investor, you're probably investing in new builds, whole heap of tax reasons why you do that in today's market. If you're a BRRRR, hey, you're not going to be buying new builds, you're going to be buying existing properties that you can do up and make money on. Now there are some pros and cons to both of these. If you're passive buy and hold, massive pro, don't have to put a lot of time in because you don't need to renovate it. You're just going to buy and you're going to wait. Now what's the consideration for that? Well, you're only going to be making money by the property increasing in value. Now let's compare that to the burst strategy. Massive pro for that, well, you're going to be actively improving that property's value by renovating it. But some of the considerations is it's going to take some extra time. It's going to take some of your skills. You're going to be project managing the renovation and it's going to take some more money. So you've got to decide on which strategy you're going to go for because that's going to determine what you're going to buy. Step number 3, you've got to figure out, do I have the money to invest in property? And look, you might think, well, how much money do I need? You know, the tough thing in property investment is it depends. It depends on where you buy, whether you're doing new versus existing, if you're renovating, and also what you decide to buy. So let me give you a short answer, let me give you a long answer. Short answer, take the quiz below. So I've created a quiz where you put in all your numbers, it tells you whether you're ready to invest or not. So I'll drop a link to that in the description. That'll give you a ballpark. If you want a longer answer, you've got to talk to a mortgage advisor and they'll say, hey, you ready? Or look, you need to do a few things first. And if you'd like a recommendation, our mortgage advisors here at Catalyst Financial, hey, they're pretty good. Step number 4, you've got to decide where to invest. And I need to tell you, don't just invest on the same street that you live in because you think, this is a nice place, I like living here. You've got to base your decision on the numbers. So here's what we do here at Opus Partners. We've got a property cycle model where we look at whether a region is slightly overvalued or slightly undervalued. Now let's look at Manawatu Wanganui. About 12% overvalued right now. So I'd be saying, look, I wouldn't park my money there. Canterbury, on the other hand, down in the South Island, about 19.8% undervalued right now. So this says to me, might be an opportune time to invest in the Canterbury property market. Look, the data for all of this, it's on our website, 100% free, and this is going to help you identify the best place to invest. I'll drop some links down into the description as well. Now, let's start looking at step number 5. We've got to look at some deals. We've got to look at properties. So we've narrowed down which region we're going to go for. Now let's find the properties. And once you've found them, you're probably going to be asking, well, which one should I invest in? Now you've got to base your decision on the numbers, and that is why you need to download my property investment spreadsheet, the return on investment spreadsheet. We call it the holy grail of spreadsheets because this is going to give you some forecasts and it's going to give you a number to say, well, which one is the better investment? Now, if you want some help looking for properties, that is one part of the service we offer here at Opus Partners. And that's where we go out looking for the best new build investment opportunities for property investors and we put them in front of them. So if you'd like some help, then you'll want to come in for a portfolio planning session. I'll tell you more about that shortly. Step number 6, you gotta build a team. You need some people around you to help you with this investment decision. Who do you need? A property advisor. They're going to help you find the right properties and put together a financial plan for your situation. That's what we do here at Opus. Then we've got a mortgage advisor. They're going to organise your finance. You're going to need a solicitor and a property manager and also an accountant. They're going to run your taxes for you. But you are going to need these people around you to help you out. Step number 7, work with your mortgage advisor. Get the money from the bank in order to buy that property. And step number 8, this is the important one. You've got to hold. You're investing in property for the long term, so hold on to that investment property as it gradually increases in value and the market appreciates. Look, the value of that property is going to go up. Sometimes it'll come down, but if you hold on for the long term, you'll tend to do well. Now, those are the 8 insanely practical steps to invest in property here in New Zealand. What's your next step? You got 2 options. 1, take the quiz below, see whether you got the money to invest in property, and then if you want additional help putting together an investment plan and then going out and finding investment properties, then come in for a portfolio planning session. Absolutely complimentary. This is where you'll work with a financial advisor, we call them property partners, to put together a plan for you. And make sure you subscribe to our channel, hit the little bell, you'll get notified about all our future videos.